Hello, it's Jenny from Ginger Ninja Crafts. How are you? I hope you're doing well. I am here today with my video for July's Save Me From The Bin challenge. This is a collab that's hosted by the very lovely Sabine over at Cross Keys Crafts. And the idea is to use up something in your stash that otherwise would have ended up in the bin. Now, I think this was from Sabine herself. I saw her, she'd found a little packet of bits that she had, that she was just keeping hold of. And she thought, right, I'm going to use them. And what I don't use today is going in the bin. So I have a dozen more little takeaway boxes like this, full of bits. They sit on my desk and I've been working away on stuff and it all just ends up in there when I do my next tidy up on my desk. So I have grabbed 3 of them for this video. So it's a little speedy of me sorting them out and then turning them into something. So this is the top little box and I'm just sorting stuff out. It's completely a jumble of things. So there's things I'm putting that are patterned papers that are going to go into my patterned paper storage. There is stuff that's strips that are going in my tin for the Scrappy Scraps and Strips challenge. There is some die cut stuff, some tags, some little bits of ephemera that I think maybe I'll make into embellishments, or maybe they'll go into my embellishment storage, or maybe they will go into my glue book. So that's what I'm sorting through. There's also a few bits of inky papers or background papers that I've done something to. There's a bit with like washi tape, there's a bit with sprays, embossed, all sorts of things. So I'm just putting them all in little piles, and then that little bit there is going to be the bin box. So I've got a storage for die cut numbers, because whenever I'm die cutting numbers I always end up cutting different colours or extra ones just to see which one I like, and then I end up with lots of spare, and they're really handy if you just need a number last minute. So now I've sorted the patterned papers into piles by colour, and I have a little plastic folder per colour. So it means if I just need a little bit of yellow patterned paper, I can have a little rummage and see what I've got that's already been cut into. So that's got rid of quite a lot. Now I get out my glue book. So the glue book at the moment, this front bit is kind of cats. Don't worry, I'm going to widen out the lines. There we go. The front bit is cats, so I stick anything cat related on there, and then inside it's kind of by colour. So I'm just having a rummage through to see. So obviously the red one, it's a bit of washi tape that I think was on an envelope somebody sent me, and I'm just going to find a spot. There we go. I haven't put much in my glue book for a little while, but I really enjoy it. It's so kind of relaxing, just thinking about not very much, just what would look nice where, and sticking it in. And it gives me a lot of happiness when I open it up and flick through. Like I could have sorted all these into colours and then not just been more kind of efficient when I was putting everything in. But I really enjoy turning the pages. The pages are kind of quite chunky because they've got so much stuff glued on them. It's just very satisfying, really. So yeah, I think this bit here was some sort of packaging. It almost looks like kind of old scripty paper, but it's thick and glossy cardstock. It must have come in some sort of packaging. This one is something to do with a squirrel. It's like a little cartoon. I don't know where it came from. Too good to throw out though, obviously. So I tried to find a spot for it, and for some of the pattern papers. And so many of the bits and pieces in here were sent to me by crafty chums or were part of a gift or a packaging from a gift. So there's lots of like happy memories associated with all of these different bits. So some of the inky papers are getting a little home. And it's a bit of inspiration, isn't it? When you're flipping through and you think, oh yeah, I've not done that for a while. That was quite a fun technique. Or I wonder how that person did that when they sent it to me. This page here is all little pockets, so I've managed to put some pieces in there. Now this little bundle is kind of random embellishments or sort of ephemera, really. And there was pieces to make a couple of little ice cream cones that I'd obviously die cut out. Maybe I'd used them and these were extras, I don't know. But I decided to just put them together into the wee ice cream cones and then kind of stick them in somewhere. So I actually had 3 of the cones, but only 2. The rest of it only enough to make 2. So I did start trying to make it work, and then I thought, just throw out the 3rd one. You don't need to hold on to that tiny piece of craft card. You really don't, Jenny. So I glued up the layers of the ice cream, and then I decide I want to add a little bit of colour with some pens there. I've got little tags, things that I've stamped out that are sort of tickets or different things. And I do have a little embellishment box. And I also have some little drawers that have themed embellishments. So I can keep these bits for another day. Maybe that's once I've got rid of all the little tubs of things, I start getting rid of the actual embellishments, either sending them to somebody, using them for something, or not just hoarding them all. But anyway, so I had these little kind of tags and backgrounds and things, and I don't know, I think they must have come with in a magazine or something. So I just decide to stick the cones on, and then I can use them for something. I decide I'm going to use those glasses for something too. I had a tiny little Eiffel Tower that I stuck onto that little tag there, pop it with the other embellishments. And then I also had a whole load of little macarons that I'd used on other embellishments. So I just glued them onto some other bits to make them into something. So there's other bits going into the glue book. Miffy's getting some glasses there. I had a couple of little extra frames cut out that I might as well just stick them in. This green page has got a bit of gold on it already, so that little gold frame just fits nice. I can put that little ice cream code on the yellow page. Stick another couple of bits in some of these little pockets. Stick this one on because it's pinky. So satisfying using up all this stuff, I have to say. Anywhere else I could pop some bits? Yep, that little pocket there. Can you hear Angus moaning in the back? These are just like little stamps I've got, and I've stamped them onto inky backgrounds, and then they have lived in a little takeaway box for a while. Maybe I'm going to get rid of these takeaway boxes, stick them in the recycling. It's quite it's a little strange because my craft room is a total guddle. I think that's maybe a Scottish word. It's a total mess at the minute, but here I am, fussing over tiny little pieces and scraps and then getting excited about clearing one little tub. But, you know, if I can clear all those little tubs, then that is one pile of stuff that is dealt with. So there's just some of these little kind of file tab elements that I can deal with. And this is, I think it's like a ticket that I've stamped on a scrap of patterned paper. I'm going to ink that up, and then there's also a whole load of tickets that I had die cut out, just blank tickets. Yes, this is the embellishments, so I'm just going to put bits in here, the tickets and those ticket stub things. These things all go, I think I have a travel embellishment box, yep. And then this is also one of the other tubs. This is partly why I picked this little bundle, because this one has some Christmassy stuff. So I had some of these Christmas trees. I want to say it is a Marianne Designs tree die, and I made a load of Christmas cards with it one year, and then I had scraps left over. So I'm going to use what I can to get these 3 cards. I've got 3 of the bases for the tree. I'm going to get them done, and then all the other scrappy bits from that are going to go in the bin. Hey Angus! Hello darling! He's like, who are you talking to? You've got food in your bowl? No impressed. So here I go, just trying to arrange it all so that there's a bit of variety on each one. He's such a chatty cat. He definitely thinks he's the boss of the house. So there's all of this going on. There's also some die cut sort of little trees there, and there's some gingerbread men. There's one jumper that's black, and so I'm just going to pop the random snowflake I had on there. There's like part of a world, but so that is everything that I did so far. So if you want to see what's next, keep watching. Okay, so I hope you enjoyed seeing that. So basically I have got, this is all little scrappy bits, or the sentiments I think came out of another die. They were like the negative, if you like, of the die, and they're not very nice on their own. So I'm going to put all of this in the bin. I made 3 Christmas cards. So I made this one. So that was one of my inky backgrounds and the trees that you saw me putting together. And then 2 of them like this. And the other bits of those trees I just stuck in the bin, because otherwise I could go on to infinity of, oh, I've got one more piece left, so I need to cut more pieces to use that one piece. Anyway, then I made 5 little Christmas tree tags with the trees I had left over in that little tub, and I used the backgrounds that were in there as well. And then I used the little gingerbread die. I made 2 tags with the 2 little ones and 2 with the big one. And then you'll see that I put a load of stuff into my glue book. I'm still left with this die cut and this die cut and this, which I think was going to be a hidden paper clip. So I'm going to keep hold of it, because I reckon in another one of those tubs there is other pieces that I could use to finish that off. So the other thing that was in one of the boxes was some dies, so I just put them back where they belong. There's a shocker. So yeah, I hope you've enjoyed seeing my video. I hope it is complies with the rules for the Save Me From the Bin. I think maybe some of the things are a bit big. My glue book is definitely big, but I feel purged. So that's 3 of these little tubs all gone. It's in the bin now. So yeah, maybe next month I'll grab another couple and see if I can use up all the bits that are in there. I either used it up or some of it I filed it, but most of it was used up. So yeah, thanks so much for watching. Please take care. If you haven't checked out Sabine's channel yet, although why wouldn't you have, please check her out. You can find her linked below. And I'll be back soon with another crafty video. Thanks for watching.